Hi there again. How you doing? You know, we hear a lot about media bias. Well, we always say welcome back to Daily Wrap, and I figured we
turn into the Joey Tribbiani show.
Joey
How
Tribbiani,
you doing?
right. Born and bred, Wayne, New Jersey. It's still in me. Anyway, we hear lots about media bias here at Newsmax from you, our loyal and growing audience, and why you simply can't trust them. Well, Gallup released its annual poll on media trust today, and you'll never guess what they found. Is it A, trust in media is making a comeback, or B, trust in media, there it is on the screen, is at an all-time low? Well, you answered B. As you can see, you're correct. Since Watergate, the percentage of Americans who find media as a whole trustworthy is now down 34 points. The drop in media trust is happening as the employment of so-called fact-checkers keeps growing. The Washington Post is arguably the most notable of fact-checkers out there, with its famous Pinocchio scale, cited often in cable news when someone gets caught in a fib, particularly a politician. President Obama, you may remember, if you like your doctor, you can keep it, was a fact-check lie of the year by the Washington Post, for example. But over the past year, the Post had a tough go of it. First, or I should say the past week, first, its fact-checkers came to the conclusion that Carly Fiorina was lying about her resume when stating she's gone from secretary to eventually CEO, giving her 3 Pinocchios because, get this, they say she had more advantages growing up than other secretaries and that her career didn't begin until after she earned her MBA. Seriously, here are the facts. Fiorina, yeah, she was a secretary. She did work her way up the ladder and did become the first woman CEO of a Fortune 20 company. End of story. But then matters got worse yesterday when the same Washington Post fact-checking team sent out this tweet promoting a Planned Parenthood fact-check. Now, the tweet was fine, but there are your hashtags. Stand with PP, which is Planned Parenthood, and Pink Out, which is a big hashtag among supporters of Planned Parenthood. Now, you could argue whether we have to obviously take money away from Planned Parenthood to fund them all together, or if you support them, like 61% of Americans say they do. That's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is, why is the fact checker from the Washington Post sending out supportive hashtags of a particular cause? And this, Rick, is what it goes back to. I know it's subtle, it's just a hashtag, but that is a fact checker.
Listen,
she should be an opinion writer. She wants to have an opinion.
You are right on every count you raised in what you just said. You are. First of all, Carly Fiorina was a secretary, and the fact that she may have had parents that had more money than somebody else's, what in the world does that have to do with it? Somebody comes out of school and decides that they're on their own. I know I was, and I'm sure everybody else here was. You got to go to work where you get a job. Who cares what her parents had? So they were absolutely wrong in that. Your point about the tweet, on the money. I do want to raise just one quick issue. If the people are going to mistrust the media, and I understand why they do, then I want the people to be a little more careful about how you do treat facts when you get them. We've all gotten those tweets that say we're full of it. When we did our homework, told the truth, you just didn't like the truth.
That's right. Sometimes we turn to cable stations or we turn to newspapers that verify our own beliefs. Right. And we're willing to believe whatever's fed to us because that makes us feel better.
And I think that's exactly the key. We have come to a place where we confuse facts with whatever we like to hear. And the reason the media performance trust has gone down is as much because people can shop around now in ways they couldn't a generation ago. Anyone listening to us or anything else can, with a mouse click, go to a site where they will only hear those facts that confirm what they already believe. Right. The only thing I know is if you only hear what you already know, the one thing you're never doing is learning anything.
Bill, you're the only Emmy winner here. Rick was nominated 8 times. But he's like that one on, who was that girl who never won on?
Oh, this is great.
But so it makes me think
Susan Lucci of the Emmys.
And I was only nominated for cartoon, so that doesn't count.
I don't know, Rick. Apparently that makes you more credible than me, though.
Anyway, so has news changed that much? I mean, do you see a difference in terms of the information that's being fed out? Because, opinion journalism's taken over and therefore we're kind of cherry-picking facts and presenting things that people want to hear?
I got to condense a lot of talking points and some really quick ones, so forgive me if I shorthand it too much. But one, news has always been a point of view situation. You can't tell a story without having a point of view. Acknowledging that point of view, like we do here, is being honest. People can say, we know what their point of view is. And the problem is that now, going back to Brad's point, just today on Facebook I was having a conversation. There is so much misinformation, false quotes, silly facts, things that are just straight out wrong on there that get thrown around as truths over and over and over again. And it's not just Facebook, it's not just the Washington Post. CNN in the middle of the month got the confusion over what immigration visa is, guest workers are. They got it wrong, and I made a post on my Facebook page about it. No, it's what's irritating is that people are pretending that they're objective and pretending to tell the truth, and they're not.
But there's a remedy for that, and this is what I'd like to see happen. Look, if I give an opinion and you disagree with it, as many of you do, hey, your opinion's as good as mine. You just see that the way you see it, and that's your right. I just get paid for it. But if if I state something as a fact, you don't have to take my word for it, but go do your homework. Don't hate me because you don't like the fact. Hate my opinion. Big difference.
Right, and Google allows people to do it at home. We get fact-checked here every night.
All the time.
And no one has yet to find anything in the 8 months that we've been on the air.
Never.
Well, maybe
Never,
a couple
right.
times.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
anyway, it wasn't intentional. That's the
Knock on
important
that.
thing. Anyway, do you trust the media? Can't wait to hear these. Go to newsmaxtv.com/comments and let your voice be heard. Coming up next, we're going to read those viewer comments. Do not go anywhere.